Hello, thank you very much for joining me. My name's Debbie Loring. I'm a psychic medium. One of the questions I'm often asked is, how did you become a psychic medium? What's your journey? So, if I may, I will share that with you now. When I was 8 years old, my grandmother, mother, and I had journeyed to see a friend some distance away from where we lived. The car broke down, and we were fortunate enough to be very close to some friends. So we called in, and they very kindly put us up for the evening. I was in the same bedroom as my grandmother, and my mother was in a separate room. It was very dark. I'm guessing it was maybe midnight or very early in the morning. And their friend's dog, Bobby, woke me up. So I decided I was going to go downstairs and get some water. And as I got downstairs, the kitchen was on the left, and there was a little living room on the right-hand side, and the door was just ajar, and I could hear somebody playing the piano. So I thought, oh, I wonder who's playing the piano. So I went in, and there was this lady in a beautiful dress playing the piano. She glanced back at me and carried on. After about 5 or so minutes, she stood up, walked across the room, and walked through the wall. And I thought, oh, okay, I'm scared. So I went back upstairs, went to sleep. And in the morning, I shared the experience with the lady of the house, whilst my mother was there. And the lady of the house asked me what this person who was playing the piano looked like. And I shared the details. And she said, that's my sister. She passed away about 15 years ago. And the room that you're talking about was her sitting room, and she did have a piano there, which is still there. And she walked through the wall, but that used to be her bedroom, and we put up a false wall. To which my mother said, "Oh no, she hasn't seen anything. She's Debbie's got a very fertile imagination," and said to me, "Don't make up lies." So I thought, okay, as eight, I closed down. Fast forward about 10 years, and I was working in a well-known bank, and I was having a conversation with somebody about the weather and normal type of things. And a colleague sat next to me, stood up and said, "Who are you talking to?" And I said, "This lady." And that lady had gone. And I thought, oh my gosh, I must be going mad. So that was my second experience of seeing spirit, but not realizing what it was. Then I went through a phase of watching every horror movie you can imagine, which fed my very fertile imagination. And I became very scared of anything ghosts or this type of thing. Fast forward several years now, and I met John and Jeanette, who are famous platform mediums, i.e., people who go out and give demonstrations of mediumship in a beautiful little village in Surrey, just from where I used to live, called Ripley. And it was bonfire night, and they had, the bonfire celebrations. So I started talking to John and Jeanette, and then we formed a strong friendship, although they were, considerably older than me, and they started talking to me about spiritualism and things of proof of survival. They really spiked my interest. So that was when I was about 33. So I then started my journey, and they were very instrumental in teaching me what I know now. Then I was trained by one of the largest spiritual organizations in the UK, because I wanted a sort of piece of paper and demonstration of competency, if you will. I then moved to the Middle East, to a Muslim country, and of course this wasn't permitted. But I found a way of talking about spiritualism, and I found that many people used to come and see me for readings and sittings and proof of survival, although they were, of various religions themselves. And I never want to ever offend anybody or cut across somebody's, religious beliefs. So I then found myself back in the UK in 2021, moved back up to the Lake District where I'm speaking to you from now, and set up some development circles. I carry on with my training with the Spiritualist National Union, get my teeth in, and I'm delighted to be able to 100% guarantee that when we die, the physical stays here and we carry on in another plane of existence. And it absolutely fills me with immense joy and passion to give people who come for sittings or readings or evidential sittings and soul journeys the support and love from spirit that they need and the messages of hope and comfort. And I can very well see myself doing it until my last breath. So I hope I've helped you with understanding a bit about me and my journey. I also do business coaching. I've been a counselor since 1999, and really sometimes combine all three of those elements to give people, like a toolkit, if you will, to give people the very best experience possible.